Seiko Tokyo, it's the men's 100 meters world final.
男子100メートル決勝。
In lane 2, world rank number 3, representing South Africa.
南アフリカ記録保持者、南アフリカ共和国。
Akani Simbini. Lane 3, twice the African under-20 champion, representing Nigeria.
パーソナルベスト9秒88、ナイジェリア。
Kayinsola Ajayi. Lane 4, 6 times the world champion, the Olympic champion for the USA.
ブダペスト大会金メダル、アメリカ合衆国。
Noah Lyles. In 5, the Olympic Games silver medalist representing Jamaica.
ワールドリーダー、ワールドランキング1位、ジャマイカ。
Kishane Thompson. In 6, twice an Olympic Games silver medalist for the USA.
パーソナルベスト9秒79、ワールドランキング5位、アメリカ合衆国。
Kung Fu Kenny Benarek. In 7, the best of 981 set earlier this year for Jamaica.
ワールドランキング4位、ジャマイカ。
Oblique Seville. Lane 8, welcome the Olympic 200-meter champion representing Botswana.
ブダペスト大会銀メダル、ボツワナ。
Letsile Tobago. Lane 9, a lifetime best set here at 9:87, representing South Africa.
パーソナルベスト9秒。
Yes, hello everyone, welcome back to Mothodeki Reaction. Please remember to subscribe, like, share, and leave a comment. So today we are looking at another exciting moment in athletics. And this one is all about Jamaica's incredible sprinting tradition. Many people wondered what would happen after the retirement of the Usain Bolt. Would Jamaica still dominate? Well, this race gives us a strong answer. From Thompson's explosive 100 meters to Anthony's intelligent 400 meters, Jamaica continues to produce world-class athletes. Let's watch this video together, then I'll come back with more reactions. All credit goes to the original broadcaster.
The tension just needs to go a little higher. We'll find out what the start team make of that. We'll hear from start referee Helen. Yeah, Bolt knows what he thinks he saw. We all know what we think we saw. But there's only one opinion that counts.
Line 8, full stop.
And unfortunately, it is a red card. It's a disqualification for Letsile Tobago. We go again, Simbini, Ajayi, Lyles, Thompson, Benarek, Seville, and Leon Layla. The start is crucial, nice and quiet.
One oblique. On your marks. 1, 2, 1, 2.
Siinä on vähän kyse, että voi reaktioida, jos se ei ole ihan niin. Sitten katsoo, että se on kiltoinen. Käsittääkseni.
Set.
This time away. Great start, like you say, Thompson. Thompson, leads the middle of Silver. There's the confirmation. Lyles takes bronze. Thompson takes silver and a lifetime best of 9.77, the world champion. The fastest man in the world is still Jamaican, Alexa Mill.
さあ、ただいまの男子 100m 決勝はジャマイカのセビルが9秒77のパーソナルベストです。そして2着には同じくジャマイカトンプソン9秒82、3着アメリカ合衆国のライルズ9秒89のシーズンベストです。
There's the replay. Look at the pickup from the two Jamaicans as they come upright. They're already 1 and 2. Lyles playing catch up as he so often has to get the bronze.
Well, let's have a look at the athletes from the first heat. Matt Hudson-Smith, by the way, the European champion and bronze medalist at the World Championships, goes in heat 4 for England. There's the lineup: Geldenhuys of Namibia, Timbachi of Vanuatu, Anthony Cox of Jamaica, Solomon of Australia, Steve Solomon, watch him, Kumaraj of Sri Lanka, Desroy Jordan of St Vincent and the Grenadines, and Shea Lara of Trinidad and Tobago on the outside. So with only 3 non-automatic qualifier spots, let's make the first 3 or you're not going to make it through to the semis is really the message. There is Che Lara, 46.92 man this year. He'll be running blind. His personal best was last year, 46.4. In lane 7 for St Vincent and the Grenadines, he's actually the national 800 metres champion this year. Desroy Jordan, the 21-year-old, best of 47.76 this year. In 6, Kalinga Kumaraj of Sri Lanka, 3 times their champion and the reigning champion, set his personal best actually, but back on the 23rd of April. He hasn't raced since the middle of June. In 5, the very experienced Australian Steve Solomon, 8th in the Olympic Games in London 2012. Remember that, 10 years ago now. A semi-finalist in Tokyo last year, and he holds the Australian record for 400 indoors at 45.4. Good athlete. There's Anthony Cox of Jamaica. Had COVID in Eugene, but was able to compete in the heats of the 4x400 for his nation. Came 3rd in the Jamaican Championships earlier on this summer. There's Obedia Timbaki of Vanuatu. Went out in his heat for the World Championships, the 19-year-old, best of 52.85 this year, and that is his lifetime best. And then in 2 is Ivan Danny Geldenhuys of Namibia. 21 in a few days' time, the South African semi-finalist in the African Championships in Mauritius. back in early June, but he hasn't raced either since early June, the 20-year-old Gelden Heath. 46.4 his best this year. Remember, the first 3 go through by right, so he'll be right on the cusp of it. Will even Danny Gelden Heath. Champion is Makwala. He's up Makwala of Botswana. Indeed, his teammate Babaloki Thebe took out the silver on the Gold Coast back in 2018. So the first heat of 7 then in the men's 400 metres. Gelden Heath in 2, Timbaki of Vanuatu in 3, Cox of Jamaica 4, Solomon of Australia in 5, the Sri Lankan Kumaraj in 6, Jordan of St Vincent and the Grenadines in 7, and Lara of Trinidad and Tobago in lane 8.
Set.
Well, qualifying from this should be a formality for an athlete of the calibre of Steve Solomon of Australia, but he'll want a solid run. He's in 5. They're right in the centre in the yellow with the greenish shorts, 4th from left at the moment, moving well down the back straight. And actually quickest away is Kumaraj of Sri Lanka, really quick through the first 200 in that blue strip. He's a 45.8 performer this year, but he leads at the moment by quite some margin. Solomon going okay right in the centre. Inside him, the Jamaican vest of Anthony Cox is moving well around the second bend as they come into the straight. Kumaraj has given 101% through the first 300. Now he's chased down by the big figure of Cox, the Jamaican, who looks very strong for the last 50. Solomon follows him through, and he's under real pressure here for 3rd place, and I think he just loses out there to Gelden Heath of Namibia, who gets 3rd spot. It is the first 3, remember, who go through by right, and I think despite giving everything for the first 380, it was nearly enough. Kumaraj of Sri Lanka might just have got run out of it. It was very tight at the line. No doubting the strong finish and fine form of Anthony Cox. Maybe a little bit frustrated after not being able to give his all in Eugene a couple of weeks back because of COVID, but he wins in 45.51. That is only a couple of clicks outside his lifetime best from earlier on this season. And Steve Solomon, 45.98, a solid 2nd for Australia. And it was even Danny Gelden Heath of Namibia who took 3rd place, 46.51. Kumaraj will have to wait and see, but 46.53, I'm not sure it'll be quick enough. Desiree Jordan of St Vincent and the Grenadines, a personal best for him, significant leap forward, 47.29.
I was absolutely willing the Sri Lankan 3rd from the left here as we look at it to get himself home in the top 3. It was a really bold piece of running because he knew the likes of Cox of Jamaica and Solomon, who seems to have been around for a lifetime, made the Olympic final, must have been a teenager then back in 2012. The Sri Lanka knew that they would be coming and closing, and that he'd start wading through treacle towards the back end of the race. Gelden Heath did really well to come through in lane 2. Good running by Cox, just off the podium in the World Youth a few years ago. So unlucky to get COVID in Eugene and not be able to perform at his best. It's a good run by Solomon there, and Gelden Heath out dipping Kumaraj. So the Sri Lankan will have to wait to see whether he can claim one of the 3 non-automatic spots. But remember, that's 3 non-automatic spots from 7 heats. Good running by Cox, 3rd in the Jamaican National Champs. Just to make it as any level of international in a Jamaican sprint event shows you the calibre of the man we've just been watching, just off the podium in the World Youth, and he'll be absolutely determined to remind everybody what he could have produced in Eugene had COVID not brought his aspirations at the Worlds to a premature end.
Well, there it is. You can see the fine form of Anthony Cox. Bottom of picture. Working hard with the arms there. And that is very nearly a lifetime best. And I think there's considerably more to come from the 21-year-old. Solomon of Australia in the dark glasses. Moving well, and you can see the effort from even Danny Gelden Heath. Here he is with about 40 to go. He's way back in 4th, but he keeps battling away. Kumaraj by far the smallest of the 4 in shot, just tying up the stride length going, the knees not coming up over the final meters, and he just gets out dipped by the Namibian, giving himself an early 21st birthday present in effect. There it is. Anthony Cox wins for Jamaica, 45.51. A lovely big capital Q beside his name. Steve Solomon likewise for Australia in 2nd place, and Gelden Heath of Namibia taking that precious third spot by 4/100ths of a second. Sorry, 2/100ths of a second of Kalinga Hua Kamaraj of Sri.
Seville is in 2. 981, his personal best. The meet record holder for this race, 2023 World Champs 4x1 bronze medalist, and sadly for him, has not been able to win a global medal outside the relays.
I love this guy's name, Bayanda Walaza, from the Republic of South Africa.
The 19-year-old, still a junior, 994 just last month, the 2024 World Under-20 double sprint gold medalist, also won a silver at Paris in the 4x1.
I think this next gentleman went to Garvey Maceo, did he? Kishane Thompson is in lane 4.
Yes, has a twin brother, 9.97 seconds. 9.77 seconds his personal best, a 2024 Olympic silver medalist.
By Benitez.
9.95 seconds his personal best, the Puerto Rican national 100 meters champion, shot to prominence at the World Indoor Championships, missed the final, well, stopped in the final due to injury.
What a way to pull the curtain down on the Racers Grand Prix. The Blue Ribbon event is the marquee event, the men's 100 meter dash. The meet record 9.82, the world lead 9.84.
Set.
The set position, away they go. Kishane Thompson got a very good start. Seville has catching up to do. Kishane Thompson looks imperious. He looks commanding. He takes command. Goes away in great style. Kishane Thompson.
988.
Sensational performance. 9.88. The flash time. We wait for it officially. That was a brilliant piece of execution by the Olympic bronze medalist. 9.88. The wind is legal. Superlative performance.
Seville 997 in second. Sub 10, sub 10.
Yeah. 988, Kishane Thompson, a blast out of the blocks. And Oblique Seville didn't get the best of starts. We questioned his fitness. Came on late in the end, clearly trying to run back into some form. You'll see the replay momentarily.
Walaza 4th. 10.06 it says.
The replay coming up now. A good start from Kishane Thompson. Walaza, the South African, almost equal to Thompson at about the 50-meter stage, but Thompson pouring away, and Oblique Seville right there with them. And Leot Letla of South Africa would have been finishing strong as well. Look at this. Good start again from Walaza. His arm action, very unique. Can't miss him. At this point, Seville way back, but Kishane Thompson very comfortable, becomes upright at this point, and motors across the line for a sub 10, his second sub 10 100 meters race this season, the first being the 999.
And Seville looks all right.
He does. Just not the best of starts. You'd used to see him in the center lanes, found himself in lane 2 this time around.
So welcome back, my people. The first thing that caught my attention was the men's 100 meters final. The race was incredibly competitive, but Thompson stayed calm under pressure and crossed the finish line in 9.88 seconds. That's not just a fast time, it's world class. What impressed me most was not only his speed, but also his composure. The 100 meters is often decided by tiny fractions of a second. A poor start or one small mistake can cost an athlete the race. Thompson stayed focused from the blocks to the finish, showing confidence and excellent technique. Then there is Obrique Safir, another Jamaican who finished second. Seeing two Jamaicans leading the field reminds us that Jamaica sprinting success has never been about one individual. It's about system that keeps producing elite generations after generation. So, for years, the world associated Jamaica with Usain Bolt, Johan Break, Sherian Fraser, Elaine Thompson, Veronica Campbell Brown, and many other legends. Now, we are seeing a new generation stepping up, and that's exciting for the future of the sport. Another highlight was Anthony Cox in the 400 meters. The 400 meters is completely different challenge from the 100. It's not just about learning as fast as possible. It's about pacing yourself wisely while still finishing strongly. Anthony Cox demonstrated exactly what he managed his energy well throughout the race and finished with enough strength to win his heat in 45.51 seconds. His race showed maturity and discipline. Sometimes people only appreciate athletes who explode out of the blocks. But guys, great 400 meters runners understand that patience is the part of winning. One thing I really I appreciated in this video was the discussion about why Jamaica continues to succeed. Many people assume success comes naturally sometimes, but in Jamaica, it is famous in sprinting. But the reality is very different. Success comes from years of training, sacrifice, discipline, and determination. These athletes wakes up early, train consistently, recover properly, and dedicate their lives to improving by tiny margins every day. The medals we see represent thousands of hours of unseen work. The video also mentioned the pressure of representing Jamaica. So that's something people often overlook. When you are wearing the Jamaican colors, expectations are enormous. Fans expect excellence because Jamaica has built such a rich history in sprinting. That pressure can either break an athlete or motivate them. So, in this case, it seems to motivate these learners. They understand they are not only competing for themselves but also for their country. And everyone who supports them also thinks Jamaica's athletics culture deserves a lot of credit. Young athletes grow up watching champions and believing that they can become champions too. School competitions like the famous high school competitions and champions create an environment where talent is discovered early and developed properly. By the time many athletes reach the international stage, they have already competed in front of huge crowds and learned how to handle pressure. Another thing worth mentioning is resilience. Every athlete faces setbacks, injuries, disappointments, defeats, and the moments of doubt. The difference between good athletes and great athletes is often how they respond to these challenges. The athletes featured in this video demonstrate resilience. They continue training, improving, and believing in themselves despite the obstacles that they face. I also appreciate how the video celebrates teamwork. Although sprinting looks like an individual sport, no athlete succeeds alone. Behind every champion are coaches, physiotherapists, family members, nutritionists, teammates, and supporters who help to reach them to the highest level. Watching these lists reminds us that excellence is never accidental. It is the result of preparation, meeting opportunity, looking ahead. Jamaica appears to have a very bright future with the athletes like Thompson, O'Brien, and Anthony Cox continuing to improve. The country remains one of the strongest sprinting nations in the world. Of course, international competition is becoming tougher every year. Athletes from the United States, Africa, Europe, in Asia are getting faster and stronger. That means Jamaica cannot rely on its history alone. Every generation that must earn its own success. Based on these performances, I believe this new generation is ready for the challenge. Conclusion: we can say that this was an inspiring video. It reminds us that Jamaica's success it's not built on one superstar, but on a culture of excellence, discipline, hard work, and national pride. So, congratulations to Thompson, Obrix Ofel, Anthony Cox, and the entire Jamaican athletics. Then, community for continuing such an incredible legacy. So, if these performances are any indication, the future of Jamaican sprinting looks very bright. So, my guys, thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this reaction, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. I will see you in the next one. God bless.